Who brings in more contraband? Visitors coming to the prisons and jails, or staff members? Hi, I'm Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please subscribe if you like this video. Well, that's a question that's been asked quite a lot. I want to try to answer it to the best of my ability based on being a correctional officer and also being a prison investigator, investigating crimes within the Florida prison system for 12 years. Also working on the OIG drug interdiction team. I'm going to tell you that both have been caught bringing in drugs. A lot of visitors have been caught bringing in drugs. Unfortunately, a lot of officers across the country have been caught bringing in drugs. For example, recently here in 2025 at the Lewis Prison in Arizona, Officer Berman Common was arrested. He'd been bringing in drugs for a long time, they said. They estimate $83,000 worth of fentanyl and heroin. $83,000 worth. Making him a pretty good side job, huh? So good that he finally got caught, which they all do in the end. You'll get away with it for a while, but not for long. And he was arrested and taken to jail, where he's awaiting in Arizona his outcome. I don't know if he'll plea, go to trial. He's going to spend some time, I believe, though, for that much fentanyl and heroin. He started working there in 2011. Had a lengthy disciplinary history. 5 letters of reprimand. Charged with neglect of duty when he allowed inmates to fight and another inmate got seriously injured. Another time he was written up for watching a movie while on duty. Inappropriate comments to female supervisor, stating if she wasn't married, they would be together. Yet, with all these violations and lengthy disciplinary history, he still worked there. He still had his own office, a cushy job, and more accessible to move around to the inmates, they stated in a report. Almost seems like he was rewarded for his bad behavior, but that's another issue and another topic for another video, probably for leadership discussion and what we should do with those type of officers that we have. Oh, nobody wants to hear this story. Oh, we don't talk about that. No, we have to talk about this. We have to talk about corruption. We have to talk about the bad officers, and we must stay alert and report these officers. Now, apparently he was discovered not doing his job on many occasions, but they still kept him and they still gave him a cushy job. So maybe they need to re-look at themselves over there on their leadership and how they run things. However, without further ado, visitors, look at the list of visitors here, caught in Florida and arrested for bringing in contraband to Florida prisons. I worked for the OIG for 12 years in Florida. I did my regular duties during the week, but on weekends I did work with the drug interdiction team. I will tell you, Florida is trying to catch these visitors and doing a pretty good job of it, bringing in contraband. I caught quite a few visitors myself, bringing in balloons inside the anal canals, bringing in balloons inside the vagina, things we don't want to talk about, dirty, nasty things. Many ways we found out how they were bringing it in. Many ways we found out, whether it be through an inmate snitch, which they exist, believe me, through letters, through phone calls, through searching an inmate's property on another investigation and finding out information that was in that inmate's property, and then leads to the street. And then we find the street person and we arrest them, and they give us more information and more. And this is how we find out how visitors are bringing drugs. So some of the visitors, we kind of get a heads up and we know to look for that one. But the other way is by the drug interdiction team, the K9 unit, alerting the rapid ID alerting on the visitors, the icon scan machine, which detects possible drug contamination on the hands, which is not enough to arrest a person, but it's enough to cause enough suspicion to search them. What happens when they say, no, you can't search me? Well, there's a long list also from the Department of Corrections shows visitor refused search, terminated visit, and will be terminated from the visitation list. So we don't always catch them with the drugs, but we do get them out of the system. Working hard to do that. You're probably waiting for my answer now. I'm going to make this short, but we're going to end the video here. I just wanted to give you a description of things that happen, and we're seeing this too much on the officer side and the visitor side. My answer is, who brings in the most contraband? Officers. And let's add now, not just officers, prison staff. Let's say prison staff, because we have maintenance men, nurses, dental assistants, dentists, doctors, counselors, all kinds of people that work there, librarians. So let's say prison staff or visitors. The most amount, from my experience, is prison staff. Why? Not because the attempts are any lower. Look at this list again of visitors attempting to bring it in. Quantity. My answer is the quantity. Larger quantities of drugs can be brought into your prisons or jails through your staff. They've learned the system. They know where to bring it in. They know when to bring it in. And they can bring in larger amounts. Look at this officer made approximately $83,000 selling fentanyl and heroin. Visitors bring in a lot of contraband, yes, but smaller quantities. They can't carry in a pound of marijuana. They can't carry in large quantities. They have to bring it in smaller quantities. So the most contraband, illegal drugs, prison staff. Thank you for watching. Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please remember, the hardworking, honest officers do not like a corrupt officer any more than you or I do. Please keep that in mind. The majority of our staff are hardworking, honest officers. Thank you. True Prison Stories, Gary York.